You watch English videos and you understand them. You listen to podcasts and you understand them. When people talk to you, you understand them. But when you want to speak, your mind goes. If that is you, this video is going to fix that. I am going to show you exactly why this happens and how to fix it. Part 1. Why does it happen? Think about everything you do to study English. Watching videos, listening to podcasts, reading books, studying grammar, learning vocabulary. Everything you do is about receiving information. You are absorbing everything. But speaking is the opposite. When you speak, you produce information. You no longer receive, you produce. And most of the students I have talked to spend most of their time absorbing and almost zero time producing. That is the root of the problem. And now that we know what the problem is, we can fix it. And the solution is simple. Speak, speak, and speak as much as you can. But hey, it's easier said than done. It's easy to say, go out there and speak. But it's hard to go out there and speak. You need to know how to practice speaking. And in fact, I have found 6 problems that do not allow you to practice speaking. Let's talk about them. Part 2. How to practice speaking. 6 problems. Problem 1. I have nobody to talk to. And it's true. Speaking needs a second person. It's like a game of ping pong. You want to play ping pong or table tennis. You hit the ball, and then what? You need to wait for someone to return it. So you need another person to talk to. But what if you don't have that person? What's the solution? The solution is to talk to yourself. If you don't have anyone to talk to, you can talk to yourself. And actually, it's one of the best ways to practice speaking and to train your mind to think in English. It sounds strange, but it works. Just narrate your day. Describe what you see. Explain something out loud to an imaginary friend. Hey, look at this video. Let me show you an example. What do you think? Totally agree with you. Yes. Yeah. I think you're completely right. Totally agree with you, man. You're the best. Speaking to yourself builds your speaking muscle. And if you think about it, there is zero pressure because you're not shy, you know yourself, you can just talk to yourself. Do it while cooking or while you're walking or while you're waiting for something. Speak to yourself. Sup. But this leads to problem number 2. If I only talk to myself, I make mistakes and nobody corrects me. It's true. You keep making mistakes and you think that you're doing well because you don't know if you're making mistakes. And then you keep making mistakes over and over and over and over again. You never learn from your mistakes. So what's your solution? The solution is AI. AI tools can give you instant feedback on your spoken English. You can practice speaking with them and ask them to correct your mistakes. It's a very practical way to improve your speaking. Because when you are speaking with AI, you improve your speaking, you practice speaking, but at the same time, you get feedback. AI can correct you. But what can you use? You can use ChatGPT, speak with ChatGPT. You can use Gemini, Claude, whichever you want. Usually you would need to have a paid subscription if you want to continue speaking with them. But these are generic AI tools. At POC English, we have built a specific AI speaking tutor that can help you speak English and improve. Let me show you. This is POC English Speaking Tutor that we have built for you. You can simply click Start, click Allow, and have a conversation with your AI tutor. Simply hold the button. Hello, how are you?
Are you having a nice day?
Yes, I'm having a great day.
That's wonderful to hear. What do you like to do in your free time?
And you can continue talking to the AI tutor, and at the end of the conversation, it will give you feedback. If you want to use it, you need to become a member of our academy. And if you want to become a member, click on the link above this video. So, if you want to practice speaking, but you need feedback, use AI. But this leads to problem number 3. I get nervous when I want to talk with real people. This is completely normal. Let me explain why. When you speak with real people, you do not only think about English. You don't only think about how the language works. It is also about social skills. You need to think about the other person's reaction. Why did he smile? Why is he looking at me like that? Did I say something stupid? You need to make eye contact. You need to deal with your shyness. You need to read body language. You may have to deal with embarrassment. So it's not just language. Part of your brain is dealing with social skills. But at the same time, the other part of your brain is dealing with language, grammar, vocabulary, pronunciation, sentence structure. Your brain is fighting 2 battles, a social skill battle and a language battle. For so many people, the anxiety part becomes so huge that the brain doesn't have enough capacity to think about English. But how can you fix this? You need to be in a situation like this long enough so that you feel more confident and comfortable. The more you escape being in this situation and you get away from it or you shy away from it, the worse the problem becomes. You can talk to yourself, that's great. You can talk to AI, that's great. But if you don't talk to real human beings, the social skills part is not gonna get any better. So your brain, the next time you're talking to someone, is gonna panic. He's gonna think about the social part rather than the lingual part. Put yourself in a situation where you need to talk to other people and be there long enough so you can feel comfortable and confident. But how can I find an environment like that? At PUC English Academy, we have built that for you. We have a student community with more than 1,000 members, and we have live Zoom speaking sessions where you can see your classmates and you can talk to them. And by becoming a member of the Academy, apart from the AI tools I just showed you, you will also have access to Zoom speaking sessions and the student community. And if you want to become a member, don't forget to click on the link above this video. So to conclude, you need to practice with yourself, you need to practice with AI, but at the same time, you need to practice with real human beings. And when you are practicing with real people, there is another problem. Problem 4. What if I make mistakes? If you make mistakes in front of other people, wow, it can be a disaster, right? They're gonna laugh at me. They're gonna point at me. I'm gonna make a fool out of myself. It's gonna be very bad. No, it's not. You are learning a new language. It is not your first language. This is your second, or maybe in some cases your third language. You already know another language. This is your second language. Think about it like this. If you want to learn how to play tennis, the first time you go on court, are you gonna feel embarrassed because you don't know how to play? No, because you know that I am a beginner level student. I will need to make mistakes to learn. So why is it that when you want to speak with other people, you are afraid of making mistakes? Again, it is the social anxiety part and perfectionism, because you want your English to be perfect and then I go and talk to someone. But that is not good. Let me explain in this way. You don't learn by reading or studying. You learn by something called feedback loop. What is feedback loop? You produce something, you say something. It has mistakes, you make mistakes there. Something or somebody corrects those mistakes. You learn from the mistakes you made, you say something else. There is a mistake there. You see the correction. And then you learn from it. And then it happens again and again and again. This is called feedback loop. Say something, get feedback, repeat again. And if you do not make mistakes, there is no feedback loop. How are you going to learn if you don't make mistakes? And listen, even native speakers make mistakes. Now, I made a full video about not being afraid of making mistakes. Go ahead and watch it after this one. It's a fantastic video and it will remove your fear of making mistakes. But to wrap it up, no mistakes, no learning. Make mistakes, learn more. Now, there is another very, very big problem that some students may have. I keep translating in my head. Whoa, that is the worst problem you may have. Why? 2 reasons. 1, when you translate, it means first you think in your first language. Then you translate word for word. And then by the time you make the sentence and you want to speak, the conversation is finished. It's not writing, it's speaking. You need to make sentences at that exact moment. Think about it. The other person cannot wait for you. Wait. And then you make the sentence and then you say it. And the other reason why this is very bad is because usually the structure of languages do not perfectly match each other. So if you translate something from Japanese word for word to English, the grammar structure and the sentence structure is not going to perfectly match. So you will say something which is full of mistakes. But what is the fix if I have this problem? And this is not your fault. Usually this happens because we started learning English with the wrong method, which is usually called a grammar translation method. Usually schools have this. So the school system in European countries have this problem a lot. They teach through translation. Or I've seen some students learn through translation. So you write a sentence and you write the meaning. You write a word and you write the meaning in your language. But what's the solution? The solution is to train your mind to think directly in English. But how? There are several techniques. One of them is to use and always use an English to English dictionary, like Cambridge Dictionary. Because a lot of the times, students, when they're learning a new word, they write down the new word and they write the translation in their mother tongue. For example, think of the word enthusiasm. What does it mean? An Indian student speaking Hindi might write utsa. I'm not sure if I pronounced it correctly. A Japanese student might say, okay, enthusiasm is nitsui. I hope my pronunciation is correct. A Turkish student might write heyecan. If you speak Hindi, Japanese, or Turkish, let me know if my pronunciation was correct. But that is wrong. You shouldn't translate. You need to find the definition in English. English to English. So enthusiasm is a feeling of energetic interest in a subject or in a person. In this way, you train your mind to think in English. Enthusiasm is not the word in your language. It is an energetic interest in something. The second technique is to name everything around you. You can name them in your mind. That's a plant. This is a table. This is a microphone. That's a camera. That's a ring light. The point is to make your mind feel like it's surrounded by English. Or you can even take it to the next level. Walk around the house with sticky notes and stick them on top of every item of furniture around you and write the names on them. I know it may sound crazy, but it will help you. The third one is to talk to yourself in English in your head. It's going to help you a lot. But there are many different techniques that can train your mind to think in English. And I have made a full video about this. You can watch it after this one. We're getting to problem number 6. If you are enjoying this video, give it a thumbs up. If you're new to my channel, click subscribe. And let's get to the last problem. Problem 6 is I forget words when I want to speak. You learn words and you know them on paper, but when it is time to speak, you don't just remember them. Where did they go? They just disappear. You know them, but you can't use them. Think of it like this. There's a warehouse in your brain full of words. And if you go into the warehouse, if you open a book and you see some words, you know the meaning. Perfect. But apart from the warehouse, you have a toolbox. In the toolbox, you have the tools that you use every day. And not all of the tools in the warehouse are in the toolbox. The toolbox has all the words that you can use when you speak, The warehouse is full of words that you know, but you cannot easily use them when you speak. Those words in the warehouse, they are passive. They are sitting in your brain, full of dust, and you don't even know that you have them. The words in the toolbox, however, are active. You know you have them, and you can use them. So what's the solution if you don't remember words when you speak? The solution is to move the words from the warehouse to the toolbox. Or in other words, to make the passive words active. But how can you do this? How can you activate the passive vocabulary? One very good technique is to learn topic vocabulary and not just random words. What do I mean? Let's say we want to learn a few words today. And the words are balance, waste, exercise, recycle, rest, skill, ticket, office, map, wildlife, visa. You know, these are some random words. And your brain is like, what? Because there is no connection. But the topic-based approach would be this. You find 4 topics among all of these words. And the topics are environment, health, business, and traveling. And then you start putting these words under the topics. For example, under environment, you can write wildlife, waste, and recycle. Under health, you write rest, balance, exercise, business, skill, office, shift, and traveling, ticket, map, and visa. See, all those random words are now clearly categorized under 4 topics. And the next time you want to speak about traveling, you know which folder to open. Or the next time you want to say something about wildlife, you know where to go. You are organizing your toolbox. And there are many other techniques. If you want to learn more about these techniques of activating passive vocabulary, I made a full video about it. Go ahead and watch it after this one. It's gonna help you a lot. That was an interesting lesson. Now go ahead in the comments section, let me know which of these problems hurt you the most. Which problem is the biggest for you? Let me and everyone else know in the comments. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up and click subscribe. See you.